Here are 5 of the hardest truths that are literally keeping you flat out broke. Now, true story, when I understood life for what it was, what's at stake, and cut out all the excuses while coming to terms with these 5 truths, my net worth didn't just double, didn't triple, it quadrupled. Finally now putting me well on a track towards my 7-figure goal. So here we go. Now, I'm just gonna come right out and say it. This video is not about getting you to quit your job. It's not about picking up ridiculous side hustles that ultimately never pay out a penny, dropping friends, investing aggressively, or anything of that sort. Unless, of course, you feel that you need to do any of those things, then by all means be my guest. But here's the deal. I woke up early this morning, ridiculously early, confronted with the question of how I can better serve all of you. And honestly, I realized in that moment that it was just time to shoot some of you straight with some hard life truths that I personally learned in my early 20s that really launched me into a radically different level of life. Now, I'm going to warn you, should you actually begin to accept some of these hard truths, your life will change and there's no going back. So, truth number 1, you don't actually want to be rich. Now, I already can hear the scores of you out there watching this and saying, what?
That's the farthest thing from the truth.
But let me go ahead and break this one down for you a little bit more. If you weren't born into money, or if you weren't born into parents who really molded your financial outlook or gave you any real sort of direction or anything of the alike, then being rich or having money, more money than you know what to do with, is actually hard. Now, there's 100% a difference between someone who was born into money and someone like myself, or maybe even you. We're just fueled by life differently. Work ethic is drastically different, insanely different, and appreciation likely comes easier for us than someone who is just given the gift of money. That's not to say I didn't have a certain leg up or two on others. I mean, I wasn't homeless, but when it comes to earning an honest buck or two, I am ready to work. Now today, because of social media, the world is full of storytellers and wannabe CEOs posting to social media as if they are high rollers. Trust me, most of them are broke. Many of them don't have real work ethic and will fold when life hits them. And trust me, life will hit them. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, a month from now, or years down the road. Stay humble, but also find a mirror and ask yourself if you really want to be rich, because money doesn't make problems disappear. It hands you a golden plate of brand new problems, sometimes bigger than the ones that you actually have now. Moreover, money has the ability to drive you to the depths of depression that you don't want to experience. Take it from me, 7 years clean, baby, after a rude monetary wake-up call. Being rich is a privilege, a responsibility, and a gift, not a right. Now, this leads me directly to truth number 2, which is actually acutely tied to the first truth. But truth number 2, you refuse to give up to go up. Now, I can't express how many times I've actually sat down with friends, family, clients, heck, anyone who actually comes to me with their dreams and aspirations, expecting me to be their cheerleader. Of course, I want to see them win and succeed, but truthfully, I shrug off a lot of what they're saying because it's all just a wish list of all the things that they want to gain. Whether it's time to travel, the ability to quit their job, hit social status, or become famous, buy their dream car, home, or literally whatever arouses someone's financial psyche. But here's the reality. I always hit them with the road to wealth, or rather the financial freedom question. And it's not easy to answer this one, but you ought to be asking yourself, what are you actually willing to lose, not gain? And it's at that moment that most of these individuals look at me dumbfounded before asking me, what exactly do I mean by that? To which I share that you have to be willing to sacrifice. Whether it's nights out partying with friends in general, minor luxuries like your Mocha Choca Starbucks Frappuccinos, dining out, vacations, the entire lifestyle that you're probably living right now. Are you willing to lose it all? Now, the reality is 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, heck, a decade plus, your friends Johnny and Mary won't be there with you early in the morning when you're depressed and not wanting to go to work because you didn't do the work now. Of course, that is also applicable to life in general, but just understand that every dollar, heck, every penny spent is a dollar or penny that you could have invested, and thanks to Mr. Market, doubled or tripled over time to actually get you closer to your financial goal or dream, for that matter, whatever that is for you. Now, before I go ahead and hit you with another hard truth here, because I really am just getting started. Here's the truth as of this video. I need you. I need you a part of this journey after just walking away from my corporate job and knowing that many of you out there are finding my videos useful. However, I was also looking into my analytics and saw that 75% of you who keep coming back aren't subscribed. So if that's you, this is my personal ask to join me now by subscribing, and together we will hit our financial milestones, all of us. And while you're at it, if you want to go ahead and just let me know that this is the type of video that's bringing you value or some motivation, smash the heck out of that thumbs up button. With that, let's get back to it with hard truth. Number 3, you don't actually value your time. If you did, you wouldn't be going out every day of the week partying with friends or aimlessly hanging out with them going nowhere fast, or perhaps just not utilizing every day to every hour, every waking moment to actually improve and progress your life towards your dream. Now, I'd imagine that we've all heard the cliche anecdote of being given $86,400 every day. And if somebody were to snag, say, $5, not to get all wrapped up and emotional because you'd have $86,395 left, to which you're just going to get another $86,400 again the next day. Anyway, if you haven't heard of that, I'm here to share with you that every single day you're getting 86,400 seconds in your day. And the whole deal here is to wake up in the morning and understand how to utilize each and every one of those seconds. Not to let them slip away, but if some do, shrug it all off. Rewire your focus onto things that actually matter, things that will change the trajectory of your tomorrow, and avoid what won't matter in 5, 10, or 20 years from now. I mean, let's just be honest. If that skirmish with your partner actually going to matter in 20 years from now, if you go out one less night per week in 20 years, is that one night out actually going to be a regret of yours? I think not. A matter of fact, I know it won't. And now I'm here to say that wealthy people, like truly wealthy people, the 1%, actually value their time more than their money. So they aren't afraid to actually ask themselves questions about the value proposition of what they're actually doing or what they aren't doing. For example, let's just say you have a minimum wage job that pays you $7.25 an hour, and you bust your butt day in and day out, giving it your all, working a full hard 8 hours to earn yourself a cool $58 per day. And we're going to be very gracious and just say that the government's only going to say $8 of that. Now you're left with $50. But like so many of you out there, you're commuting to work, and there's obviously a fuel or a fare cost, maybe a subway. I used to live in New York City. That was about $8 there and back. And now you're down to $42. But did you bring lunch? Did you pack lunch? Let's just say that's another $15 to $20. That brings you to $26, meaning blood, sweat, and tears for 8 hours equates to $3.25 per hour. Now, you may be laughing and asking yourself who would do something so crazy. The unfortunate reality is I've worked with far too many individuals who failed to actually calculate the value of their hour. Time is money, value it, protect it, and learn to appreciate it like the 1%, because unlike your cash flow, once time is gone, it is gone. Now, as for truth number 4, you simply stopped learning. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just share this with you, but if I'm not learning, growing, or progressing each day, if I feel that I'm not better today than I was yesterday, or I won't be better tomorrow than I am today from the work that I'm putting into each and every moment to make it count, well, I will have effectively have died. And if I were to ask you just a simple question, say, how many books did you actually read this year? Most of you, I would imagine, could count on just one hand how many books you've read. It's outright embarrassing. We live in a day and age where there's an abundance of knowledge available to all of us at our fingertips in a mere matter of seconds. There simply are no excuses today for not learning a new skill, taking on what you've always dreamed of doing, or for the love of God, just learning for the sake of learning to enrich yourself and become a contributor to this world, not a taker. And if you're seriously thinking about upping your wealth, you have to come to understand that you won't be paid for just being you. I'm sorry, but you're going to be paid for what you know, your skills, and what you can deliver through on. Now, some of our wisest sages in the investment world, from Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, to Charlie Munger, all shared time and time again that their biggest secret to remaining ahead of the game and ahead of all of us has come down to reading. Knowledge is power. They inhale knowledge like it is their business. Audacious readers. And then you're going going to come to find that the more you learn, the more you're going to earn. You're going to have more to offer, but the more you understand about this world actually translates into making wiser decisions, whether that's in the stock market or general to life. This year, I've already read 15 books, which, by the way, I am way behind on my own personal goal in terms of reading. But I'm going to go ahead and drop the best books that I've actually read this year down there in the pinned comment, so go ahead and check those books out. Either way, if you want to become wealthy, read. Read often, just read more. Finally, and arguably the saddest truth of all, you literally lack the belief in yourself to actually achieve financial freedom, or for that matter, your dream. Now, I don't know at what age most of us just stop daring greatly and aggressively attacking our dreams, but it's like at some point, we are all just stopping. Just imagine for a second a world where we all went after our dreams with a childlike mindset of believing that it's all possible. Personally, I feel like we'd be much more advanced than where we actually are today. But the issue is, most of us just give up when life punches us in the face. But we have to come to understand life is like the stock market. Some days we're in the red, where there's incredible buying opportunities, followed by days in the green when things are smooth sailing. And then we have depressions and recessions, bull runs, and just everything under the sun. However, the long-term investor, the investor that just keeps dollar cost averaging sums of money consistently over time by keeping it as simple as investing into, say, the S&P 500 wins. So I want you to understand that becoming wealthy or taking on your dreams, it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to guarantee you one thing: it's going to be worth it. And then eventually you're going to sit yourself down and share your story with others who really need to come to understand these same 5 truths that I'm sharing with you. Now, whether it was my childhood dream of becoming a firefighter, law enforcement, marketing, sales, real estate, or even now as a YouTuber, I just keep dreaming. Moreover, I just keep doing. And it isn't so cliche anymore to say that even if you miss, you're going to land upon the stars. But whatever you do, get to it and believe that you can, so that you can actually do. With that, drop some of your hardest learned lessons in life or truths about smashing through your goals, getting wealthy, or conquering your dreams down in the comments below. It helps all of us. And of course, I want you to stick around, so be sure you're subscribed to the channel, but be sure to also catch more insights right here.